Yeah, whatever. Look at that. Just right off the bat. See anything interesting there? It's the teeth, quote unquote, the traction grooves, and the V-notch on a ratcheting wrench. Capri Tools. You guys remember Capri Tools? You're probably old enough to remember a couple weeks ago when I did a video about Capri Tools. That video was on their bit sets. Their bit, I had some hex in there, I had some E-torques, torques, had some triple squares. Well, I've been in contact with Capri Tools since that video was released, and they sent me some stuff to review. They sent me these wrench sets specifically. True 100 tooth, not this double stack Paul 60x2 gear inch XP type of thing, but no, a true 160 tooth. Listen to that. Doesn't that sound sweet? 100 tooth ratcheting wrench set. So I've got two sets. Okay, so right off the bat, I will say, I did not pay for these. They sent them to me. They just asked that I make a video. They wanted my honest opinion about them. And I said, yeah, I can do that. You guys know this. I'm here for you. I'm here for the viewers. So even though they sent me these and I'm appreciative, I'm not going to pull any punches. And also, I just got these last week, and last week was a holiday week. Today, well, this video will be released on New Year's Day, so I haven't had an opportunity to use these yet. So this video is just an initial impressions, first impressions video. I'm going to talk about some of the things, namely the fact that I have not seen any of these ratcheting wrenches before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first set of ratcheting wrenches that I'm aware of that has the traction grooves on the open end. Now there's some obvious comparisons there, and actually when I do the follow-up review, the more in-depth review in a few weeks after I've had an opportunity to use these wrenches, I'm going to talk about some of the similarities, some of the differences. There are some obvious comparisons here. But some of them are not as obvious as you might think, but I do have some things to compare these to. So this is the SAE set. It goes from, what, 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch. 1 inch here, the big dog. Also, they didn't just send me that set. Okay, so look at the wrench rack. This is one of the things that's really interesting to me. They offer this in 3 different options as far as the case, how you carry the wrenches. They have this wrench rack that's pretty nice. You could hang it on a wall, you could put it in your toolbox, whatever. They kind of clip in there fairly positively. They're not going to go anywhere if you don't want them to. And then they have this other option. Bam! Look at that. Mobile Mechanics. Here's the, so that's the SAE set. This is 13 piece. They also have the 12 piece ratcheting set in metric, and that is sizes 8mm through 19mm. Fantastic, right? I sure think so. Sorry, let me adjust my studio light there. So Mobile Mechanics, number 1, you get 8 through 19 all inclusive. I would think a mobile mechanic would want to go with this option. You fold this up, you roll it up. It's a Velcro enclosure here on the end. You saw when I brought it in here, it's about the size of a decent sized burrito. Not one of those Taco Bell burritos, but I'm talking the hole in the wall burrito. You know, the taco truck burrito, the good kind. And these fit in here nicely. This canvas pouch. You see here they give you some of the information. 3.6 degree arc swing, 100 teeth, 360 degrees divided by 100 teeth, 3.6 degrees per tooth. So that's an obvious upgrade. There are some competitive options out there, but none with this feature set. None that I have seen. And I looked for tool truck brands, because we're going to talk a little bit about price later on. And these are not, I've had ongoing discussions with Capri over the last several weeks. These are not cheap tools. They are very good quality tools, high quality tools, and they are reasonably priced. Reasonably priced. They're not the cheapest thing out there. Capri is not trying to get into the market of being the lowest cost option for you. They want to deliver a high quality tool and make it reasonably priced. So you see they talk about the anti-slip design. That's the traction grooves I'm referring to. A true 100 tooth count. But also, here's the canvas enclosure. You can roll that up. Just for the sake of the camera, I'm going to pull that one back and pull out what? I'll pull out the 3/4 inch wrench from under here and do a little bit more talking. They have a third option. You see option number 1 with the wrench rack, option number 2 with the canvas roll-up pouch, and they have like an EVA foam style insert that the whole insert fits into your toolbox, into one of the trays of your toolbox, and those are all, I don't know. If you're a professional mechanic and you're watching this and you have an opinion or you have a preference, let me know what your preference is. If you like the foam insert tray style, if you like the wrench rack, if you like the canvas. For mobile mechanics, I think this would be great. Now these are non-reversible, but let me know in the comment section what your preference is and why, because I'm kind of interested in that. I'm just a DIYer, and I like to know how people reach the conclusions they reach. But here they are. These are not reversible. They are zero offset. And you see one of the differences right off the bat. I'll compare the 3/4 and the 19. So you see the SAE are a red insert on one side. And these do not have a directional lever like some of the other ones I have, or a directional arrow saying which way is tight, which way is loose. But if you see the red and you put it down on the fastener like that, you are righty-tighty. And if you know you've got the right size in red for SAE, 3/4 inch, and you flip it over to where you can't see the red, you know you are for lefty-loosey. Man, these things are smooth. That's one of the biggest differences right off the bat. Also, blue for metric. Again, we flip it over, lefty-loosey. See how that works? Easy. These are very well done. Initial quality, initial impressions, I'm impressed. I expected them to be nice for the price, but one of the first things I noticed when I pulled them out, I did have to, I'm going to do this off camera so I don't ruin my camera shot, but just listen for it. I got it hooked on my finger like that. See? Fidget spinner. Hear that? Fine tooth. The back drag on these things is practically non-existent. Practically non-existent. And that's probably one of the biggest upgrades over other wrenches of this style that I have. Those ones are clunkier. I won't name any names. I won't roll any labels in yet. But look at that. Look at him. He's creeping. He sees the competition down there. He's looking at it. You hear that? We're not going to name any names here, but lower tooth count, a lot more clunky feel, a lot more resistance, more back drag. Not a bad ratcheting wrench, but certainly not in the league of these Capri Tools ones. So let's talk about price just briefly. I said earlier that Capri Tools is not, they do think about price, but that's one of the last things on the list. They think about quality, they think about functionality, they think about upping their game, upping the design game. Like I say, I am not aware of any other ratcheting wrenches that have the traction grooves on the open end. So they think about manufacturing consistency, and when I do the video in a few weeks, I'm going to delve more into that, because there are some differences between these and the competition. I'll give you a hint. These Capris are a lot more consistently manufactured. So that's it. Well, that's not quite it. They are more expensive. Like I said, Capri is not concerned about being the cheapest tool out there. They're trying to be the best quality they can be and deliver them for a reasonable price. Now, as you see these sets, this 12-piece set on Amazon right now is around $110 for this 12-piece ratcheting set, as you see it with the canvas pouch. Certainly not cheap, not inexpensive, but I think for what I'm sensing you're getting right off the bat, without having used these much yet, I think it's very reasonably priced. This other set, the SAE set, let me pull the metrics out here. Set it down over here. This is a 13-piece set, yes. Sizes 1/4 inch through 1 inch. And this set is around $150 Amazon price. Now you might ask, well, why $40 more? Well, it's because of the size of the wrenches. Now, a lot of my professional viewers know this, and maybe a lot of the DIYers know this, but some of you might not. So I will tell you, 3/4 and 19 millimeter, basically the same size. You can pretty much use those interchangeably. Why do I say that? Well, I say that to say this. 13/16 doubles as 21 millimeter, 7/8 doubles as 22 millimeter, 15/16 doubles as 24 millimeter, and even 1 inch usually doubles as 25 millimeter. Now, if you're keeping track at home, you know that 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. So 25.4 millimeters equals 1 inch. That basically means that you could use this 1 inch on a 25 millimeter fastener, and there would be a little bit of slop, just a tad. Most of these other ones, the 13/16, the 7/8, the 15/16, there wouldn't be much slop at all. They're very close to those metric sizes, 21, 22, and 24. So basically, if you buy both sets, you're getting metric coverage 8 through 25, skipping 20 and 23, which are both very uncommon sizes of fasteners. Now, I might get somebody that's going to roll in and go, well, a 23 millimeter or a 29/32 is used on blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get that. The point is, they're very rare. So if you buy both sets, you're getting great metric coverage. And why are they more? Well, you get one more wrench in the SAE set. Plus, there's a lot more material that go into these upper sizes, 13/16 through 1 inch. So that's why they're charging the higher price for that. And that is a common thing among wrench sets. When you see like an 8 through 19, they'll usually, for the upper end, you'll just buy the SAE set anyway. So that's that. Man, these are initial impressions. My expectations were high, and these exceeded my expectations. So I'm looking forward to using these, and I'm looking forward to get back to you guys in a few weeks. I have a couple projects coming up where I will be able to use these, and report back to you with my findings. But right off the bat, I'm impressed. Capri Tools there it is. On the open end, we've got the traction grooves there, and they're also V-notch. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. V-notch, so you get engagement on 4 sides of a bolt, which is preferable. Other brands, you don't get that kind of engagement. But on these Capris, what do you know? You do. Also on the ratcheting end, it's 12 point. They call it wave drive. That's basically, it grips on the flats of the bolts, or it helps on rounded off stuff. That's kind of the way a lot of companies are doing it that way now. Most companies, I would say. Most of the wrenches I have are that same style wave drive, and it's great. But here they are. I'll report back to you with my findings. Expectations are high, and looking forward to it. Capri Tools. Capri Tools did what? Well, they sent me these for review, and I'm going to review them. This was the initial impressions. Ta-ta for now.